Sri Gurubhyo Nama. Morning viewers. In this video we are going to see about the 2023 predictions. I wish you all a very happy 2023. Let this new year bring you all prospects and happiness. If you are new to my channel, keep this channel subscribed so that you will get my updates instantly. You are seeing the planetary position on 2023, the day 1 as well as the end of the year 2023, 31st December. 2023, numerologically it is value 7 and assigned to the planet Ketu. In 2022, during the New Year prediction, we were talking about the Venus. As 2022, Venus is ruling the complete year, and this year it will be Ketu which is going to rule the complete year. Because at the beginning of the year, that is 1st January 2023, you have Ashwini star, the star of Ketu. Same way in the end of the year, 31st of December, you have Maha star, star of Ketu, and Ketu is very strong at Virgo. You have Rahu moved away from Aries to Pisces. So in this year, you will be seeing 3 major transits. One is Saturn Transit, another is Jupiter, as well as Rahu Ketu transits. So all the important planetary movements going to take place on 2023. Ketu is something like which is more of spirituality. So those who are very strong in spiritual way of living, they find this year more interesting and very fruitful and happy for them. But those who do not believe on spirituality and are against spiritualism may face certain problems also. But when Ketu is associating with the house of Mercury, and Mercury implies the financial institutions, bank and other investments and investing sectors, most of the countries may face certain financial crunch during this year. Ketu is a planet which is not of luxury, it is more of spiritualism. So this year there may be some shortfall in revenue, there may be some overall global problems, there may be dip in the revenue across major companies, as well as countries may face certain economic crisis also. Fortunately, it is not a prolonging issue, but a span of around 6 to 8 months things will change. But one need not have to worry, as if a person's personal horoscope is very strong, having very strong Mahadasa and Antardasa, the planetary position may not have much influence, because hardly it will take 50 to 20% on a person. So the remaining 80% comes from the personal horoscope, the current Mahadasa and Antardasa. At the same time, if a person's individual chart is not so strong, and even if the current Mahadasa and Antardasa is not supportive, he may find certain issues also. There may be loss of job, there may be some financial crisis, there may be some theft in the property. So some of the bad events may take place in this year. So it is better to save as much as possible. Spending huge money, spending on unwanted things, spending lavishly, one need to be restricted in all these areas. So this particular year, better to save and spend wherever it is really required. Now if you see the planetary position on day 1, that is on January 1st, 2023, it is Ashwini star, the star of Ketu. Moon is associated in the house of Aries and makes Rahu positive. At the 2nd house you have Mars there. 7th house Libra, you are having Ketu there. 9th house Sagittarius, there is a conjunction of planets, Sun and Mercury together, and in 10th house Venus makes Saturn positive, and Saturn being the ruler, and at the 12th house you have Jupiter. If you see at the end of the year on 31st of December, it is Maha star, the star of Ketu again. Now Moon is at Leo. You are having Jupiter at Aries and Rahu at Pisces. Ketu moves from Libra to Virgo. At Scorpio, you are having Mercury associated with Venus, and in Sagittarius you are having Sun and Mars together, and at Aquarius you are having Saturn ruler there. It takes the Mool Trikona power, and at the 12th house you are having Rahu. In this particular year 2023, you have 3 major transits which has a very big influence on a person's horoscope. That is, the beginning of January itself you are having the Saturn transit, then you have the Rahu Ketu as well as the Jupiter transit also. We will be seeing a separate video for each and every zodiac, right from Aries to Pisces. Scorpio, the 8th zodiac sign as per the Kala Purusha Tattva. For Scorpio, the year 2023 is really good because in this year the transit of Jupiter, Rahu Ketu and Saturn to an extent is favorable for them. So far Saturn is there at the 3rd house, going to move to the 4th house itself is a good sign for them, as a planet like Saturn being placed at Kendra house is really good. The 2023 seems to be really good in terms of children education, asset purchase. So far they have been struggling a lot in getting a good assets. Even buying a vehicle or buying a house would have been more difficult. But this 2023, it looks really favorable for them. The health of the mother will get improved. They get good relationship with the mother side family. Some of them may purchase 2-wheeler, 4-wheeler and all. So it looks really good, as 4th house seems to be positive and Saturn at 4th house take the highest power. Jupiter from 5th house moves to the 6th house in this year, and from 6th house it will aspect the 2nd house. So when Jupiter aspects the 12th and the 2nd house, there are chances those who are working with communication as a base can get good improvements in this year, especially those who are working like teachers, professors, lecturers, because the house seems to be Sagittarius, the 2nd house, and whenever the 2nd house is being aspected by Jupiter, person will definitely live with teaching as a profession. Majority of the people, they belong to this category, so they are either teachers or trainers. Some of them are spiritual preachers, those who preach good things, spiritual things to others. So it looks really positive for them. This year they get good chances for travel. Some of them may travel different countries and expand their knowledge to other people. Some of the lecturers and professors may even travel outside countries and give some seminars and lectures in other universities. So their name will get popularized. So it looks really good. So whoever is taking communication as a base, like even lawyers, those who are trainers in IT industries, they too get good opportunities this year. Jupiter at 6th house gives some problems in terms of health, because when 6th house is positive, increases the problems of the 6th house. When 6th house is highly positive, the person will face lot of challenges. There will be health related issues. There will be enmities around. So they need to take care of all these areas. Some may get loans from the bank, not able to repay the loans in time. Even if they lend money to others, it will not come back to them in time. So due to which they face some mental stress also. So this is the problem when Jupiter is associated with the 6th house. Now Rahu moves from 6th house to 5th house and Ketu goes to the 11th house. So transit of Ketu seems to be favorable when compared to Rahu, because when Rahu is there at the 5th house, the support from the children will not be there. Those who are aspiring for childbirth, there will be some problems and hurdles in this year. So they need to take the technology support to get a good results. When Rahu is associated with the 5th house, children may not study well, they may not listen to the parents. Even though the 4th house is good, those who are up to 10th standard and 12th standard, the children will study well. But at the same time, when Rahu is associated with the 5th house, sometimes they feel lazy also, they don't show interest in their studies. Now when we talk about the job opportunities and career, for Scorpio, the year seems to be really good. As 2023, there will be a lot of job opportunities for them. Those who are unemployed for long, this year, they will get good job opportunities. Even for those who are working in a company, they get elevated, they get promotions, increments. So even some of them may get transfers to different places. So it looks really positive for them, as the 10th house Lord is very strong. And 10th house being aspected by both Saturn as well as Jupiter. Here the catch is, in this particular year, they face some troubles with the seniors also. So if a person is very sincere and hardworking and honest, he could get good incentives and promotions in this year. But at the same time, the person is not so honest and he is not so sincere, he may get punished also. So there will be two extreme in this case. So Saturn will punish a person if he is not working properly. Jupiter will give all the advantages, all the credits for the person who is really positive and hardworking. The strength of the 10th house depends on the ability of the person, also the personal chart, the native's chart, the current Mahadasa and Andardasa, it gives a major impact. Now when we talk about the health, to an extent health issues will not be there, but as Jupiter is associating with the 6th house, they may face certain mental stress in this particular year. When we talk about marriage, so this year there are chances of getting married. Initially there will be some struggle. The first 3 to 4 months they may not get good results, but after April there are possibility of getting a good alliance and settle down in their life. Even those who are divorcees and widows, they can also get suitable partners in this particular year. When we talk about friends and business, the year seems to be really good. They can expand their business, they can get lot of friends. Some of them do partnership business also, and they can expand in different countries. So it looks really favorable in all these areas. When you look at the Petition chart for Scorpio, you can see the first house, second house are positive. Even the 12th house is positive, and Ketu moves from 12th house to the 11th house, so it makes 11th house is also positive. Jupiter aspecting the 12th and 2nd house makes it positive. Position of Saturn, the 4th house is also positive here. The houses where Rahu is associated and Jupiter is associated, like 5th and 6th house, are negative, because a positive planet like Jupiter should not be placed in the 6th house. Rahu should not be placed in the Trikonas. You can also see the 10th house is partially affected, because both Saturn aspecting the 10th house and Jupiter is also aspecting the 10th house. So if, as I said earlier, if a person is true and honest and sincere in his work, he can get all benefits. If a person is not sincere and honest, he will get its punishment also. When 5th house is affected, there will be some problems with children, children's health, children's education, to an extent who are all in higher studies like graduates and postgraduates. Same way, 6th house is affected, there will be health related problems. There will be problems in their loans and the assets they have. So there is some problems with the mental tension. There will be some enmities around. So these are all some of the common causes we can see in this particular time. Third house, the 7th, 8th and 9th are as an average. In general, there will be good support for the brothers and sisters, because both 11th house and the 3rd house is positive, and 9th house seems to be really good, and 4th house is also good. So we can say the parents' health will be improved and they have good support with this native of the chart. When 8th house is good, they can do good business, they can get some unexpected luck, all positive things can happen. 7th house is positive, so in this year there is a good chance of a good understanding between the couples. There is a good relationship between the life partners as well as friends and business partners. When we see all these positions of planets for 2023, Scorpio can get up to a maximum of 80% positivity.